What's up, everybody? It's your boy Josh with MoKMagicTG. For me, it is a wonderful Friday evening. I got home a little bit early from work, and I was excited. I hadn't even changed clothes yet. I got home a little bit early because my wife called me a little while ago and said, "Hey, you got a package," which isn't unusual for every day. But she said, "You got a package. It's heavy. It smells terrible, and it looks like it's been beat to heck and back." And I was like, "Oh Lord, please don't be the Magic collection I just bought." And it is. And so I immediately ran down here to the man cave and said, "I'm going to film this unboxing. This is going to be a multi-part series, but I'm going to film the unboxing of this to show you the condition. You know, this could turn out to be okay. It may be a nightmare story. This could be a cautionary tale for those of you in the future. But we're going to walk through the first phase of this today right now. But I bought a 20-pound box of a Magic collection. It said it had a lot of vintage old cards in it, and I did some homework and some things to justify why I wanted to take a stab at it. So I'm going to show you that before we start unboxing. I'm going to show you the listing that I purchased. I'm going to blur out the seller, but what I've got here is I found Magic the Gathering collection lot vintage to modern 20-pound box. And so, I clicked on it and I was checking this thing out, and, I saw these piles where it says all vintage 90s cards and foil rare or foil instant cards and foil creature cards and whatnot. And so, of course, I start trying to dig around to see what I can see. And as I'm looking through these cards, I'm able to see a couple $5, $3, $7, $10 cards. And so I'm like, all right, well, from what I can see, there's a little something. Then I look over at the foils, and I'm noticing a lot from the, I can't point to it since I'm zoomed on it, but there's some Premier Series, cards. Some of these foils are all from a Premier collection set. But again, there's several in here that are a couple, $3, $4, $5. I'm like, all right, so now we're building up to $40, $50 and all. And then, look at the next stack, and there's again a couple that I can make out and tell. So, seeing all that, I'm willing to take a stab, vintage cards. I'm willing to take a stab, sort of. Again, more foil cards. And then what he starts showing is some empty boxes, and I'm able to see the age on some of these, dissension, a few other things. And then he's got, I have no clue what's in these. These are just bags that say black creatures, blue creatures. And then I see these boxes. Sorcery cards, enchanted cards. I see some old deck boxes, mirrored in on there. So now I'm really starting to get intrigued. I now know that this handwriting on these don't quite match the handwriting of the shipping labels that I got. So it's possible that, again, this is somebody else's collection. I don't think it's been sorted through, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But artifacts, what else? Enchantments, and of course a good old box of lands. So I'm just going to hope and pray that maybe there's some other than just basic lands in there. If not, well, that's an extra. So I decided to take a stab at this thing and just see. At the time when I got into the bidding, I actually didn't start bidding at first, but it was about 2 days before the end when I found this. I waited, and literally I think 3 minutes before the end, I think it was at like $80. I might have typed in like 125. And the auto bidding immediately threw it up. And so I said, well, okay, because what you'll notice here is the shipping, by the way, is like $55 and some change. So I said, all right, I'll go 175 on this. That'll put me roughly 225, 230 all in. I'll take a stab at this and just see what I get. And the bidding didn't go higher than 152, so I'm about $205 in. Part of why I was willing to go that high on this, because I think there's probably some value in here, unless those $3, $4, $5, $7 cards I saw were bait cards. The reason why I think it is when I went and looked at the seller's history, from as far back as I can see, and they've got pretty active history, but as far back as I can see, I don't see any Magic the Gathering transactions. I don't see where they've sold. It doesn't look like they bought this collection and maybe like pulled the good stuff out and sold it on eBay at least. What I did see was a lot of antiques and collectibles, porcelain lamps and things like that. So it leads me to believe this person might go to yard sales or garage sales or estate sales. So I wondered, maybe they found this in a sale. One of the other things that I noticed since I made the purchase, so I didn't know this prior to. But you'll see here on this box it says Tim's, T-I-M, if that stands for Tim or Timothy. That's not the first name of the seller, at least per the shipping label that I got. So again, you know, that doesn't mean that this wasn't theirs and that they got a box of cards from some guy named Tim. I don't know, but I feel like without sorting through this, that this is hopefully an unsorted collection. But the reason why I ran downstairs, didn't even change clothes from work, and just decided I'm going to start filming right this second is the condition in which it came to me in. The box. And we're about to go through that and just show you how things can go bad. And I don't know if it's this person's fault. I mean, if due to the water damage I think I'm seeing here, I'm going to guess that's not their fault. But then again, I see some what I think is water damage that might be older on one of the boxes. So I don't know. So we're gonna take a look at this thing. This is going to be a multi-video series because I'm not going to have time. I'm not going to run a 1-hour video right this second going through the cards and inventorying them. I'm also going to change because this is a nice white shirt. I'm pretty sure these things are not clean. So let's take a look at what we got here. All right, so here's what we got. I have already, like I said, opened it before just because I needed to see what was in there. So it was packaged better than this. It was clearly closed and taped. I just didn't feel like trying to repack the thing super, super tight. But this is what we've got. You know, almost $70 on shipping, so I saved a little there. But I don't know if you can tell from this video the condition of this box, and you definitely can't really see there you go. Now you can kind of see some water damage to the box. So I was hoping and praying that this was an older box and that this water damage was not fresh. So hoping that this water damage was not fresh, that it was an older box that was used, and that the inside was fine. So we open it up, and there's these, you know, I'm not worried about these, but they are, I don't know if you can tell, they are kind of soft, soggy. And then there's these deck boxes, all these intro packs from Dark Ascension, 2011 core set. And these are kind of okay. These aren't terrible. 2012 core set. This one's definitely soft, and it's still literally kind of wet. The Dark Ascension core set, Innistrad. And then what we saw in the video, or in the listing, we did see all these. So these did come in here. So thank God, due to water damage, these are safe. But we've got white creatures, blue creatures, red creatures, black creatures, I don't know what this is. Sorcery, I think is what it's. Sorcery is what I think it says in there. I'm gonna guess this is green creatures. And then here's where I got nervous earlier. I don't know if you can kind of see in the video. This discoloration, that's fresh water. It's still damp. I can feel it. And of course, it's on the box that says instant vintage in boxes. And I'm like, son of a gun, because I don't know if you can see this discoloration, but that is currently wet. And I don't know if you can see in the back of this box how it's kind of wrinkly and warped. This is wet. So I don't know if this was done by, you know, I'm guessing it got wet in transit, but these discolorations here, these aren't wet right now. So I'm thinking this is old water stains. So I'm nervous about that. We're going to take that out. But then you see these down here. This is not currently wet. That's old coffee stains, my assumption water stains. Here's it says Tim's again. I've just seen that before. So I'm assuming this is somebody's cards. We got lands. This says artifacts. I've not taken these out yet either to see if they're wet or damaged. This box feels dry, definitely drier than the first one. Look at that. has a water stain right there, and it's kind of damp. This one feels dry too, so we're going to open that up in a sec. But look, I mean, this box, it's a Tyson Foods chicken box that, you know, I don't know if it got beat to heck and back and water damaged. And look at all that. So I don't know if this is like what the collection was in when he found it. I don't know if this is the box he had laying around. I don't know if it got wet like this in its way to me. But this is, I mean, this is a prime example of why when I ship things, it's in a quality, good box. The contents, you know, I mean, this, thank God he did this. I don't think it was intentional. It's coincidental, I think. But, you know, the contents are going to be done that way. And then I usually wrap in plastic. If I'm sending a collection like this, or if I'm selling a bunch of cards, I wrap in plastic so that if there is some incidental water damage like this, hopefully the damage doesn't get too severe. Fortunately, those empty boxes that got damaged, I don't care about those at all. They're not collectible to me. I don't care. But my concern is more so the vintage cards that are in the box that is definitely soggy. So I apologize about you seeing some of my stuff. But let's just take a quick glance before I end this video. We've got enchanted cards, artifact cards. I think those are empty. That's got something in it. Ooh, the bottom of this box, now that I feel it, sort of feels soggy. Oh, okay, good. That box just looks really crappy. That's an empty box, and I'm just curious. Okay. I'll let y'all see this soon, but these are not just all basic lands. Well. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Dark Slick Shores. That's a rare from Mirrodin, if I'm not mistaken, or Scars of Mirrodin. So, okay. We're going to have some fun going through these. You just got a sample. I literally just picked through it, and boom, there's a rare. And that was not a card that I saw in the picture. And now the box that's wet that scares me. Oh, thank God. This is where most of the wetness is, and it's over these boxes, which are okay. I think they're empty. Oh, thank goodness. I don't know. Let's just see. Oh, these. They're dry. Yeah, they're dry. They're definitely old-ish. Little warp and bend. Got some Innistrad. Pot Scour. Go for the throat. Okay, well, we're going to go through these another time, but I just wanted to show you, first part, this is the unboxing, the scariness that I had here. As always, please smash that like, subscribe, comment, share. Remember, we got a giveaway coming up as soon as I hit 100 subscribers to guess what MOK stands for. So, all right, I'm going to cut this one short, and I'm going to start going through some things in the video. As always, thanks for watching. Look forward to talking to you soon, and deuces!